Start to play.
Alright, we are playing as black. So again, we're focusing on direction and mindset. In the opening, there's nothing to think about. Just do the opening that you feel comfortable with. When I say opening, just the first two corners when it comes to the first two moves that you have. That's all there is to it. Now, direction, in regards to direction, just looking at it, this right side has the most empty spaces, as well as the top, but I already have the stones in the top. So this right side has the most amount of spaces between the stones, so that's the biggest side right now. So I'm going to go ahead and approach. Not only that, but it's also helping to build up this stone on the side. And they just went offline. Maybe because I was talking too much. Not playing, but I feel it to be important. So that was my bad. I could have been a little faster with that. Oh, they're back. Okay. So it was a disconnection. Okay. Mindset. Don't worry about how things go in the opening. The more you worry about it, the more you're gonna get frustrated with it. So just think of the different options you have. You have the kick and then jumping out. They jump out as well. There is the close pincer, which they will either jump and you build a bit on the left side and they take the corner, or they take the corner right away. You can fully surround it, or you can hane and make fun little shapes there, or you can do a farther pincer, which will help more on the right side while putting a little bit of pressure on this stone. So the matter of fact comes down to which one to play. Well, it depends on how you want to play. Do you want to play territorial, or do you want to play influential? For this, I'm going to do territorial. They went offline again. Just realized that. So actually, I can talk a little bit more then. The reason why I'm going territorial is because I already played the 3-4 stones. You can play it in an influential way, but I'm going to do it in a territorial way. So they extend up. I mean, there's other things that can be done, like maybe they want to do some play right here. But that's okay too, because we're getting the corner like we wanted. And if they do that shoulder hit, we'll just drop down and they disconnect it again. I don't know if it's purposeful or not, but and I can't resign because they're, yeah. So if they just extend out, just very minimal reading. If they extend out, we extend out. This group can, it's low, it's territorial, it's got the corner, it's maybe 10 points, could be 15, plus a little bit more and more along the left side. Now, because it's all on the lower line, the third line, we don't want to profit from it. Like, we don't want to try building from it specifically. What we want is a few different options. Like, we could still potentially approach down here and maybe build up a few points here. But the thing with that is it might not be as big as this approach, because this side has a lot more potential. While playing low here, if white makes some kind of extension over here, it could potentially look slow. So white extended out, the corner's fine, and white still left this wide open. So I'm going to go ahead and do a double approach. Now you can do a high approach or low approach here, probably shouldn't matter. Or you can just go straight into the corner. Here we'll just come up because they kicked instead of attaching beneath. If they attached beneath, I still probably would have just kept them into the corner. That way they're surrounded. So here's another thinking thing. So we could take the corner with the 3-3 or crawling under, or we can fully surround. If we fully surround, they're gonna keep the corner, but by doing that, they're fully surrounded, we get the influence, and we can use that to our advantage. If we go into the corner, they can run out, and then we'll have a weak group. Because if they play this, if they play a extension here, Ihane, they extend out. Now, these two stones are slowly starting to get surrounded. We don't want that. We do not want that. So if they live in the corner, it's fine. It is completely okay. But because I want to keep my groups strong, I am going to play this way. Now, if they cut, then I can capture this group. Okay, so I will Atari, to keep this group nice and strong. And then I will go ahead and play the crawl underneath. Now, it's still possible for white to maybe live. It honestly does come down to whatever happens. But a lot of mindsets, I feel, come around to, oh, they played badly. They made a mistake. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Let's punish it. That's not a good mindset to have. Because not everything can be punished, and we all make mistakes, or things go not the way that we thought they would. So, like, for example, if they had Haned over here first, connected, I connect, and then they played this, they probably would have been alive. But now I can poke at the eye shape, and white should be gone. I'll connect the Atari. But locally, this is now dead. I can drop down because it's threatening to connect to the one stone. And now it's basically me between connecting underneath or playing over here. Now, I probably shouldn't be overkilling like this. I should probably back up a little bit in the strength. But you can kind of see how this kind of thinking can help you out with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let white live, because now that I've shown how to go about it, I'm not going to be a mean person, and I want them to live. I don't want to be a rude person, but they're not protecting themselves at this point. So okay, another directional aspect. So this group is fine. This group on the right, it's connected. There's nothing white can do. So, and this corner should definitely be fine. That's fine. So the only thing, so just looking at the board, this group right here of 6 stones of mine is just wide open because it could easily get surrounded and attacked, and I don't want that. Now, here's the options I have. I can come up here, maybe put a bit more pressure on these stones, or I can put more pressure on these stones, get a little bit of thickness by keeping white pushed down, and then push this way to push white this way and build up this side. And if I play this way to push at this group, this will not be as big, but I could potentially attack here. Now, it all just comes down to what you feel most comfortable with. For me, I feel most comfortable with this. The camera is not up, it's the computer webcam. I feel more comfortable with this way. Building a wall down here, keeping white pushed down, and then attacking these stones. I'm not going to Hane, but Hane here could be potentially really good. It's tempting, but I don't want to straight up kill. So now I'm getting, as you can see, I'm starting to prepare this Kaima here to start attacking these stones. I'll play it this way. If they played this cut, this Atari, that probably would have been better for them. But this won't work. If they connect, I just play this, and this net doesn't work for them. And remember, they still need to come back for this to live. I'm trying to back off heavily on how I play. That's why I'm playing this way. Otherwise, I definitely would have jumped or Haned or something. There we go. Now they come back to live. I'll make sure that they're alive, and I'll play that. Then I'll enclose. Because the enclosure, well, you could. Actually, this would be bigger. This E17. But again, I'm not trying to overkill. I'm trying to give a little bit of a lesson. Because we could have killed the corner, but we didn't. We could cut through here and cause trouble for the corner as well as this group here on the bottom. But we're not going to do that. It's a friendly game. We want to be friendly. So, like, for me, seeing this move, this is a weird move. What do I want to do? What should I do? Just think about what it's asking for. Is it trying to surround me? Yeah, kind of looks like it. Are they trying to build up something? Not really. It doesn't look like anything is really buildable here, because I have all of this potential in this for the center. So they're trying to surround me. Now, if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But it all comes down to how we think the stones are working together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach. The reason is because if I just attach here, it's going to give white probably exactly what they want, and that's some influence. But I want to keep this stone separated. If you don't know what to do, separate. Now, separate dead groups. I mean, groups that don't fully have two eyes yet. Like this doesn't have two eyes yet. And if I get an extension over here, it could very well be capturable. Now, is it possible for white to build up here? Sure, but they still have to come back to this. I'll extend one more time, mainly because of my shape. If I just extended, it would have been a little hard. And we could continue, but at this point, I mean, if you yourself want to keep them separated and try attacking, go for it. Push. I would say do shoulder hits and start being a little bit more aggressive towards the top, and then coming back to take away white space. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and drop down here. And they didn't respond to that, so I will go ahead and extend out. That way, now I'm not surrounded. I could have potentially been surrounded. This is a net shape, and it just means that white cannot escape out no matter how you try looking at it. Actually, maybe that's what they were trying to do. Yeah, that's what that was. They were trying to do a ladder breaker. But this net for I would say for 10, well, for 8 Qs and weaker or lower rank. I shouldn't say weaker. For 8 Qs and of lower rank, this net, keeping this net shape in mind is going to be, they resigned. I really need to back off in my play. Um, this shape is so important and could actually bring a lot of people up in rank. Um, this shoulder hit here. I would suggest, if you do in your games, when looking at mindset and Joseki, also think about the net. I think the net is the most important thing of the three to work on first, because the net is going to happen all the time. If you nail that down, you're golden. Now, and because direction and the mindset, that takes a lifetime to solidify and get better at. So we're not even going to. I mean, we are going to work on and focus on that, but it's going to be easier and better short term to figure out and understand the net more.